Hello, everybody. Haneman here. Welcome to this week's episode of Guitar Tone Tuesday. I hope you guys are having a good one. Now, this week's episode is going to be entitled something to the effect of A Wicked Guitar for You. Now, if you stick around until the end of the video, I'm going to tell you why the wicked guitar is for you. But this is a wicked guitar. The brand is called, or at least was called, Wicked. This guitar was given to me. It's the first kind of official, well, not the first, but it's the first time I was actually given a guitar and then had an artist deal with the company. There was a lovely gentleman by the name of Mike from Dominic's Music here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Around 2010, Mike said to me, I've got this brand of guitars called Wicked, and I'm looking to promote some local artists and basically give you a guitar. And it's not an exclusive deal or anything like this, but the idea is that you would have this instrument and use it alongside your other guitars. And of course, it was a big honor for me to get a free guitar. And at that time, just like right now, I was very into Telecaster type guitars, but I was also looking for something that was a little bit Les Paul-like. So coincidentally, the Wicked brand had this guitar called a Viper. Now, the Viper is a Telecaster-shaped object on the surface, but it has humbucking pickups, which are fairly hot, and it has, your traditional volume and tone controls, but not in the typical layout, with a three-way switch, more like a Les Paul style switch, but down here. So to me, that was a very interesting proposition. Also, if we turn the guitar over, it's a bolt-on neck, kind of like a Fender guitar, but it has a 24.75-inch scale length like a Gibson. And it has this tune-o-matic bridge, kind of like a Gibson, but with strings that come through the body from behind like a Fender. So, it also has a tummy cut, which is interesting. So this guitar is an amalgamation of many things. Also, the headstock is a tilt-back headstock. See that? Tilt-back headstock, but with 6-in-line tuners like a Fender. So it's really an amalgamation of many different things together. Um, I'd say it's like a medium weight guitar. The body is made from, if I remember correctly, the body is made from basswood, and the top is what they called an ash burl top. So it's like a burled ash, and it's got this kind of transparent-ish black finish. So you can, if you see it in person, you can actually kind of see this black finish, see through the black finish, and there's a little bit of a figured top to it. The fingerboard is rosewood or something like rosewood. There's no info on these guitars anymore online, guys. And then the nut is actually, I think it's bone, or a bonyite kind of bone substitute thing. So, I had this guitar for quite a while, around 2010. And actually, look at this, guys. This is pretty cool. This is my first solo guitar album, which I released in 2011. And that is yours truly with this guitar. I'm wearing many different shirts. You probably can't see that. But anyways, I'll try to put maybe a picture of this up in the thumbnail. But this is my first solo guitar record. Came out in 2011. It's pretty much a jazz guitar record. And I played this guitar all over it. And I used it around that time a lot. I played this guitar, oh man, in Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, brought it out to BC and actually played it on the same stage where the Olympic ceremonies were in 2010. Out in Whistler, British Columbia. So it's got a cool history and good memories with this guitar. Now let me show you guys some tones before I explain the rest of the story here. I'm plugged into this Kingsley Bailey 30, which is an EL84, kind of British style amp. And here's some clean tones for you. This is just the neck humbucker. Both together. And the bridge pickup. Overdrive. So as you can hear, it's got a cool tone. It is, I'd say, quite on the Les Paul-ish end of the spectrum because of the shorter scale length, because of the location of the pickups. all of that. But it definitely it's really its own thing. Now I played this guitar for a couple years, about 3 years, I'd say, a lot. And then I was lucky to get an endorsement with another guitar company where I got a guitar basically for the cost of the materials, a different tele style guitar with Filtertron pickups. And I ended up really gravitating towards that guitar. It had the Fender scale length, it had brighter sounding pickups. And so at the end of the day, I had this guitar and it was sitting around a little bit. I was playing a gig one day with a friend of mine named Alex Moxon from here in town. And at the gig, he was saying, I'm looking for a solid body guitar to bring around because he had this 335 style guitar and he didn't always want to bring it out in the winter. So I said, hey, man, you're a good friend of mine. I said, let me kind of long-term loan you guitar. Basically give it to you. But if you ever end up leaving town or want to get rid of it for some reason, let me know. And so I gave him this guitar because I wasn't using it very much. I had 2 other teles and I just didn't really need it. I loved it, but I didn't really need it. And I was just trying to pay it forward a bit. Now, long story short, Alex came to me about 2 months ago, and or I should say he gave me a call, and he said that my girlfriend and I are moving out to Edmonton, which is on the west side of Canada. And he said, my girlfriend got this job. She's working for the orchestra. She's a cellist. She got basically a good offer out there. So he said, I need to get rid of some stuff, and I've got this old guitar of yours. So he called me, and we arranged a time, and he came over. We had a chat, and he brought this guitar back. And I did a little bit of work on it to get it kind of back up to playing condition. And now what I want to do is I want to give it to someone who needs it. So this guitar is something that I'm giving away to somebody who watches the channel, and preferably, if possible, someone local, because I don't really have the funds to ship it out. If you are from somewhere out of the Ottawa area and you'd like it, we can talk, and as long as you're willing to pay shipping, I could send this thing out to you. But preferably, if you're local to me, I'd like to find somebody who can give me a good reason as to why either they themselves could use this guitar, or maybe they know someone who could use it. Maybe somebody who doesn't have enough money and needs a good guitar for their kid or what have you, and who really wants to play. Or maybe you just like it, but do let me know, because I'd like to give this guitar to a good home. And it's got a cool history, but to be honest, right now, not including this guitar, I have 3 Telecasters, so I don't need another one. And as much as I like it, I just want it to go to someone who's going to be playing it. So let me know in the comment section below if you're interested in this guitar. I figured with Christmas coming up, I got to pay it forward and give this guitar a good home. So what else can I tell you about this guitar? Well, these guitars were made, basically the parts came from Korea, and they were put together in Montreal, to my knowledge, if I remember correctly. So they were assembled in Montreal, but the parts came from Korea. So, and I think the parts were made at the Court factory, which is where a lot of this stuff is made over there. So, yeah, it's a good guitar, If it were mine, I would put some lower output pickups in it if I were keeping it. And I might replace the pots, I think it might have 250K pots. It sounds like it to me, because I got the treble on my amp cranked up, and it doesn't really have that much treble coming through. And I think that was one of the things with the guitar when I did have it. I started to find it just sounded a little dark. So, there's lots of mods you can do, and hey, if it's a free guitar, you can do whatever you want, or you could just keep it stock because it sounds great as is. Anyways, that's about it this week. I'm going to play you guys out, pick up a pick, play a little bit more. But thank you so much for watching, and let me know in the comment section below if you would like this wicked guitar. Catch you guys soon.